Living in Dallas, Texas, it's kind of wild right now, guys. It's like dating someone that's way out of your league, right? Things are exciting, more expensive than what you're used to, and yes, a tad bit unpredictable. I mean, we've got the luxury high-rises popping up next to cow pastures, million-dollar suburbs with school drop-off lines that feel more like a Formula One race, and traffic that'll humble you real quick, even if you thought you were a patient person. Listen, Dallas is booming, right? But the growth, it comes with the price. But here's the thing, right? With all of this, Dallas still might be one of the best decisions that you'll ever make in your life. So stick with me. I'm going to break down everything that's great and what might make you rethink moving to the DFW altogether. So you want to know what's wild? I have clients that visit Dallas expecting tumbleweeds and trucks, and they end up in a sushi bar next to a Tesla dealership in the suburbs, right? I also have folks that show up expecting a polished big city vibe, only to get lost in a sea of toll roads and townhomes. Isn't one thing for all people, right? It's 1,000 little pocket lifestyles stitched together with traffic, new construction, and a little bit of Texas swagger. And trust me, some of it is amazing, and some of it will have you side-eyeing your GPS like, where the heck am I? So you're gonna get variety by your vibe, right? Here's the truth about living in Dallas, Texas, guys. You don't just move to Dallas, you move to a lifestyle. This city is basically a mood board in city form, right? Every neighborhood is playing a different soundtrack. If you want the new construction with Target, a Buc-ee's, and a cookie cutter palace for $600K, then you're gonna head up to Frisco, Prosper, and Salina. They're gonna have a little bit more square footage for days and the HOAs that absolutely find you over your Christmas inflatables. If you're more into the artsy brunches, walkability, and all the rooftop bars where everyone's filming TikToks, that's Bishop Arch, Lower Greenville, or Deep Ellum, right? But just know parking will test your faith. If you're more into the family focus with space to breathe, right, I want you to check Rockwall, Forney, and Mansfield, where you'll find bigger yards, quieter streets, and the neighbors who wave even if they don't know you. If you're looking to get a little flashy and flex a little bit, that's what we're talking about: West Plano, South Lake, or Trophy Club, right? Neighborhoods where the houses are big and so are the grocery bills. So yeah, your lifestyle in Dallas isn't just about the price, right? It's about the vibe. And choosing the right neighborhood, that decision changes everything. And listen, if you're already stressed out about where you'd even start your home search, guys, that's where you can relax, right? That's literally what I do. We're helping people figure out their perfect Dallas fit is our job, right? If this is your first time to the channel, I'm Mark with the Dallas Relocation Guide, and we help people buy, sell, and relocate right here to the Dallas Metroplex, guys. Listen, nobody's boots on the ground giving you the type of information that you need to be able to make such a big life move, guys. So if you're thinking about making a move, feel free, reach out. All of our contact info is down in the description below and pinned to the top of the chat. All right, so let's just talk about the elephant in the room, right? Is Dallas still even affordable? Kinda. It's really not like it used to be, but it's also not as bad as people think it is, right? It's not 2015 anymore. You're not getting a brand new 4-bedroom house in Frisco for $280K with quartz countertops and a backyard big enough for a soccer field. But compared to cities like LA, New York, or even Austin, Dallas still gives you a lot of house for your money. But with all that being said, prices have definitely crept up, guys. A $400K house from a few years ago is now flirting with $525K, and new construction in hot areas like Salina or McKinney, it's easy to cross into the 600 or 700s, right, without maxing out any of the upgrades. And here's what's really just throwing people off, right? Texas doesn't have a state income tax, which sounds really great until you see the property tax bill. And oh, don't forget the insurance premiums, the HOAs, and in some neighborhoods, the mud and pit fees that make your mortgage payment feel like a math puzzle. And don't get me wrong, renters are feeling it too, right? A 2-bedroom in Uptown, Plano, or Las Colinas can hit you for $2,300 to $2,800 a month really fast, especially if you want the view, a pool, or a fridge that doesn't sound like a jet engine. But here's the really good news, right? There's still value if you know where to look, right? Areas like Royce City, Aubrey, Forney, even parts of Grand Prairie, then they offer more bang for your buck, space to breathe, and neighborhoods where your neighbor might still bring you cookies instead of a parking complaint. So yeah, Dallas isn't a hidden gem anymore, but it's also not a nightmare. It's all about matching your expectations with your budget and not falling for the Instagram version of house hunting. All right, so here's where Dallas flips the script entirely, because for all the talk about affordability and traffic, this city is still one of the fastest growing, most opportunity-packed metros in the entire country. I mean, every time you blink, another skyline is going up, right? The fields over in Frisco is turning into a corporate campus, entertainment hub, and a luxury neighborhood wrapped all into one. And then you got the PGA HQ, Universal Kids Park, and the Star all in one corner of the metro, right? And look, don't be sleeping on the southern surge, guys. Areas like Red Oak, Waxahachie, and Midlothian are exploding with new builds, highway expansions, and that small town charm that is starting to feel not so small. And then when you want to get a little more country, you also got Fort Worth quietly becoming a tech tech and innovation hub. Plano's still flexing its corporate muscles, and Las Colinas is leveling up with new apartments, restaurants, and that whole urban suburban lifestyle people are chasing. Listen, Dallas is attracting major companies, remote workers, and entrepreneurs like crazy, right? The airport's a global gateway, the job markets are still hot, and honestly, it feels like we're just getting started. It's not just a city anymore, it's a full-on economic machine with cranes, career moves, and lifestyle upgrades all baked into one. If you're playing the long game, if we're thinking longevity, right, Dallas still has room to run. But we still gotta talk about this Dallas traffic situation, because if you think you're about to live here and just get around quickly, I've got some seriously bad news and a toll tag bill with your name on it. Look, first of all, guys, Dallas is huge. Let me say that for you out there in the back. Dallas is huge. We're talking one side of the metro to the other could easily be over an hour drive without traffic. And if we're talking about with traffic, yeah, you might want to bring snacks and a podcast series. Let's say you live in McKinney, but you want to work downtown. You better leave at 6:45 a.m. and hope 75 is feeling merciful. You thinking about heading to a concert in Arlington from Plano during rush hour? You'll miss the opening acts, the headliner, and possibly part of the next morning. And if we're talking about public transit, let's just say Dallas is not built for train life, right? Listen, we have the dark, but if you're hoping for anything beyond, I took the train once to a Mavericks game, manage those expectations. This is a car-first culture here. Your car is basically a second home, right? People have mobile offices in their back seats, extra shoes in the trunk, and a GPS that's seen some things. Now, to be fair, the roads are solid, and you can learn to work around a lot of things. Most locals plan their lives around the peak traffic times, and yes, toll tag is a non-negotiable, right? But look, just don't let the pretty skyline fool you guys. Dallas is big, bold, and built for wheels. All right, so now let's talk about what really gives Dallas its flavor, right? The culture. So first off, this city has layers, right? You got cowboy boots at brunch, billionaires in boots at board meetings, and neighborhoods where gospel music shares a block with EDM and a barbecue smoke. This ain't just a business city or a transplant hub, right? It's got real roots, like from the jazz clubs in Deep Ellum to the Sunday strolls at Clyde Warren Park to catching a Mavs game with a packed house screaming Luka Magic, even though they traded the hell out of him. What are they thinking? And then if you talk about the food scene, criminally underrated, right? Terry Black's, Lockhart's, Pecan Lodge, people line up there like they're giving away free Teslas. But Dallas also has the fine dining that'll make you question your credit limit, right? It's gonna have those taco joints that go harder than they should. And then it's gonna have the international spots that are better than anything you remember from your European trip. And let's just be honest here. The pride here runs deep, right? Cowboys fans will fight you, literally fight you. Highland Park High School football feels like a college game, and folks will argue about who has the best Tex Mix like it's a family feud. Look, Dallas may be evolving fast, but it still holds tight to its quirks, its pride, and its bold identity, right? It's not trying to be LA or NYC, it's out here doing Dallas. But here's a quick gut check though. What's your favorite under the radar Dallas experience, guys? I'm talking that taco stand in the gas station, a random food truck that changed your life, or some park nobody knows about. I want you guys to drop it in the comments so everybody who's coming to the page can see what you love and why they should love it too.
So I'm super excited to announce we just released our Reload Ready bundle. This is a bundle that gives you our knowledge of the Metroplex, the best areas, best food spots, best schools, and overall what to expect. And lastly, we're going to give you access to our preferred property list. This is when builders have inventory that they need to move. They call and give us first dibs. These are going to be those discounted properties you won't find on Realtor or Zillow.com. So if you want exclusive access, click the link below, become a part of our inner circle where we say less and pay less. Now, back to the video you were watching.
Okay, now it's time for the realest Dallas lesson you don't learn until you live here, right? Texas weather is bipolar. One day it's 74 and sunny, and the next you're getting hail the size of golf balls, and your neighbor's patio umbrella just flew into your backyard like it's a javelin. And don't get me started on the tornado season. Even though you're gonna hear the sirens more than you'll actually see a tornado, there's something wildly Texan about just hearing a siren, checking the radar, and still firing up the grill like it's not a big deal. Then there's that one week in February when the whole city becomes an ice rink, right? No one knows how to drive, and the power grid plays a little game called Guess Who's Getting Heat Today. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about the insurance, because yeah, it's a thing. Hail and wind coverage will drive your premium way up, especially if your roof is older than your youngest kid. Some buyers are totally fine with the mortgage until they see that insurance quote and start sweating. But here's the thing, right? Locals don't panic, they prep. We've got roofers on speed dial, and we know which gas stations still work during a freeze. And we'll throw a backyard hail party if it means free roof replacement season. Look, the bottom line is Texas weather isn't just for the faint of heart, guys, but it is part of the whole package. All right, so now let's hit a quick lightning round, right? Real Dallas truths that only locals really get, right? When you move here, you're gonna find this out. You're gonna turn around on a toll road at least once because you missed your exit and didn't want to pay $6 to fix it, right? Listen, the state fair is less about rides and more about finding out what food item they've deep fried this year, guys. Are we talking about fried Coca-Cola? Are we talking about fried butter, fried Thanksgiving dinner? It's real. And you'll swear by your HEB, even though there's only like 3 of them in the DFW, they're always packed like Beyonce just dropped in. And then you'll start to notice if somebody says they live in Dallas, but they're actually in the Colony or Rockwall, you'll side-eye them quietly. Listen, Cowboys fans believe every year is our year. Every friggin' year. I want you to lace up because you probably get sunburned in March, frozen in April, and you might see hail in May. And yes, Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. I said it here first. We're not arguing about it, we're just stating facts. Now, being a resident so long, if you've lived here for more than 10 years, you already know this city has changed just so fast, right? You remember when Frisco was just farmland, when Bishop Arts was a little bit too gritty for brunch, and when Lower Greenville meant dive bars and not $18 cocktails with the rosemary and the fancy ice cubes, right? You've seen Deep Ellum go from punk rock chaos to rooftop lounges and boutique hotels, guys. You've watched families cash out of their Lakewood bungalows and move to Aubrey for peace and space. And let's just be honest, right? Some of y'all are loving it. Higher home values, more restaurants, better school, Whole Foods in places that didn't even have a gas station 8 years ago. But other people, right, they miss when Dallas felt a little more laid back. You know, when traffic didn't feel like LA Light and White Rock Lake wasn't packed with joggers who brought a wing light. At the end of the day, guys, Dallas is growing, but that growth hits different when you've been here for a minute, guys. The skyline looks nothing like it did in 2010, and neither do the neighborhoods. So whether you're leaning to it or longing for the old days, just know you're not alone out here, right? The change is real and it's fast, and honestly, it's personal. So here's the deal, right? Living in Dallas is a little like jumping on a moving train, guys. It's fast, it's loud, sometimes chaotic, but if you find your seat, man, it's one of the best rides out here you can take. It's not going to be perfect by any means. You got the sprawl, the traffic, and the weather that keeps you guessing, but you also get a booming economy, culture with grit, and neighborhoods for literally every lifestyle. Whether you're the uptown high-rise type, the McKinney Master Plan fam, or the Midlothian back porch and bonfire vibe, Dallas has a place for you. The key is really just matching your vibe to your zip code, and that's what we do. We help people every single week find their vibe and their tribe. So when you're ready to make that move, guys, don't guess. Reach out. My team and I live this city, and we'd love to help you feel at home in it as well. All of our contact info is down in the description below and pinned to the top of the chat, right? And hey, I get it. Everybody isn't quite ready to make that call just yet to put us to work, but if you want to learn more about the DFW better than anybody else can give it to you, all you gotta do is binge watch these Netflix style videos, and you can check those out right there.